What's up, guys? It's Brent Sibley, your favorite personal injury lawyer. And today I wanted to talk about full coverage. The, the probably the most misleading term in all of personal injury and car crash cases. Full coverage. Sounds like a good thing, right? Well, guess what? It's not. It's probably the worst possible thing. And here's why. Full coverage, right? What does it mean? Full coverage sounds great. No, it actually is bad. There are, you need to be specific when you talk about types of insurance. And full coverage is not an actual thing. It doesn't exist. It actually means nothing. In an auto case in Florida, in an insurance policy, you have four different types of coverages. You have comprehensive and collision coverage. That covers your property damage, which is your vehicle. You have PIP coverage, which is essentially a $10,000 health insurance policy for you and people in your vehicle, $10,000 for each. Regardless of what happens in the crash, your PIP coverage will give you $10,000 of health insurance, basically medical. Um, you have bodily injury liability coverage, or BI coverage, which covers injuries that you cause other people that you become liable for. Bodily injury liability coverage. So if you hit somebody, you hurt them, their injuries are $20,000. And if you bought $20,000 of bodily injury coverage from your Geico policy, Geico will pay $20,000 to the other person, their lawyer, to cover the liabilities that you have incurred as a result of your negligence in the crash. Bodily injury liability coverage, or BI coverage. And then the last one is coverage, or underinsured motorist coverage, or uninsured motorist coverage. And this is the most important one in Florida by far, that I almost can guarantee you if someone says they have full coverage, they don't have this one. And this is the most important one, especially in my business, personal injury cases. What does it mean? What does it do? Let's say you're driving down the road, you get rear-ended, and this guy hits you really hard, and you pop a disc, and you have a herniated disc, and you wind up needing a couple of injections, and then you need a surgery. Your total medical bills are $50,000. The guy who hits you is driving some POS car, and he has full coverage, which is really legal minimum. He has the legal minimum of coverage. You get all excited because you think he's actually going to have coverage. He tells you he has full coverage. Make a claim. It's my fault. I'm sorry I hit you. You hire a lawyer, blah, blah, blah. You find out this guy actually has no bodily injury coverage at all. So you cannot do a claim against him, an insurance claim. You could try and go after him individually. Good luck. He probably has no money. That's going to be a waste of your time, and you're definitely not going to be able to hire a lawyer to do that for you. So your lawyer says, we're going to check to see if you have coverage on your policy. Do you have it? Hopefully. You probably don't even know, because most people, in my experience, most people have no clue. But this is what it does. If you bought coverage, what it does is it replaces whatever the insurance that the guy who hits you has. In fact, in Florida, not only does it replace it, it adds it on top. So if he has zero insurance for bodily injury liabilities to you, and you were smart enough to buy 100,000 of it, you now have up to $100,000 that you can make a claim against your insurance, but it's basically as if it was a claim against him. So another example, and this comes up a lot. Let's say this guy had full coverage of what is the smallest amount of bodily injury coverage you can buy. So you can either buy zero if you want and be fully legal in the state of Florida, no problems, or you can buy a little bit. The smallest that you can buy is 10,000. So if this guy hit you and he had 10,000 of insurance, you would be able to do a claim against him for 10,000. And if you did buy the coverage in the amount of any amount that you bought it for, you'll be able to do a claim for his 10,000 plus whatever you bought. So in this scenario, if you did have a herniated disc and you got some injections and you got a surgery and your medical bills are around 50,000 and you had 100,000 of you would be in a pretty good position to make a claim for the 10,000 from him plus 100,000. Your lawyer would most likely be able to negotiate for you to get you $110,000 because you bought the insurance on your policy. Very important, because if you didn't, you'd basically be limited to the 10,000, and that's going to be the difference between you putting a check in your pocket for about $1,500 or maybe $3,000 on a good day versus $50,000 to $60,000 in your pocket if you did have the coverage. So full coverage means nothing. That's the moral of the story. There's four types of coverage. I'm going to make other videos and explain this in more detail. Full coverage means nothing. Be careful. Know where your coverages are. Buy coverage if you want to be a responsible Florida driver in this crazy war zone that we drive in. Thank you and have a great day.